What's going on, beautiful people? Thank you for tuning in once again. We are all one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively. There is no such thing as death. Life is only a dream, and we are the imaginations of ourselves. Bill Hicks. Not me. Those are not my words. Okay, I'm not that smart to come up with these words, but Bill Hicks. You guys already know the message. That's why we keep making these videos. One family, one love, one heart. So in this video, I want to talk about synchronicities, coincidences, right? Things that just happen and everything just kind of clicks. You meet somebody, you don't know how, the chances of you meeting that person is so low. It turns out maybe you know their family, or you guys go way back, or maybe you know each other from like kindergarten, and now coincidentally you're reconnecting again, say in university, right? For example, that's like one example. Or I don't know, like you get some kind of a job that you want, and it's just like you don't know how it happened. You know, like, oh, you met somebody, and that somebody turned you on to their friend, and that friend says, oh, I know a guy that's working there, and just give him your resume, and boom, you get the job you want. Just synchronicity. In other words, flow, right? When things seem to just flow, and events, meaningful events for your life that have a low chance of happening, happen, right? So I mean, for example, what are the chances of you, say you knew a friend in kindergarten in like another country, right? And then you're now, say, in Canada or USA, and boom, like you meet someone you knew in kindergarten here in this different country, all across the world, in like back in university. I say this because I know it's not happened to me, but I've seen it happen to someone else, right? Like they knew each other from kindergarten in a different country, back in the Middle East. And then they reconnected here in university. And they didn't even know in the beginning, like they became friends without even knowing they were in kindergarten. Then they found out that, holy shit, we were in the same kindergarten all the way across the world. So shit like that, okay? Meaningful coincidences, these kinds of things. I guarantee you, if you take a close look at your life right now, they're happening all around you every day. I guarantee you that, okay? You gotta pay attention though. What I like to do is I like to keep what I call a synchronicity journal. I have a Microsoft Word, and whenever I have like a meaningful interaction with somebody, like a meaningful coincidence, like I feel like, holy shit, what are the chances of that happening? I felt like that conversation was meaningful. I felt like that person was meaningful. I don't know how I met them, but I feel like, holy shit, it was meaningful. Or, you know, I just pay attention to these things. I pay attention to these things because the universe has a flow, right? The force flows in a certain way, right? Day, night, spring, summer, fall, winter, all right? And in the same way, our own personal subjective lives, remember, we're all one consciousness experiencing this thing, this infinity, subjectively. So we also have a flow, and things do have a flow in our life. Whatever things we want, whether it's our relationships with other people, whether it's a job we want to get, hobbies, occupations, they all have a flow. And if we surrender to that flow, if we surrender to this infinite flux of energy, and we just kind of say, hey, you're great, you're amazing, you're already perfect, I'm already perfect because I am an expression of you, I'm an expression of this universe. So therefore I'm already perfect because you're perfect, and I know that I'm taken care of, and I know that if I just listen to my heart, meaning I just stay in my flow, right? I don't betray my heart, I don't betray myself, I don't do shit I don't want to do, I don't like, you know, like I find what I'm passionate about, and I just get in that state of flow, right? Flow with the universe. And the best feedback for you to know is, are you happy? Are you feeling excited about life? Are your balls tingling, is what I like to say, okay? Is there tingling in your balls or your ovaries, okay? So like, do you feel excited about life? And once you get in that state of flow, like you're just flowing like a river, you know, then, and you pay attention, then you will realize your life has been since day one haunted by synchronicities, by meaningful coincidences that have led you up to this point, up to where you are right now. Like a simple one, right? A simple one. When I was in grade 7, my parents wanted to move to Canada. We were living in Qatar, in the Middle East, right? And it took 2 years for them to apply for it to happen. All right? Now, there was something in the file when you apply that almost didn't work. We almost did not go to Canada. Like it was, at some point, the likelihood of us going to Canada was low, right? Like it was really low at some point during the application process. And had I not come here, had I not synchronistically, because that's a meaningful synchronicity, right? It's a meaningful coincidence that I ended up in Canada, I wouldn't have learned how to speak English like this. I, in all likelihood, wouldn't have been talking to you guys in these YouTube videos, right? Because had I stayed there, I would have turned out to be a different person, right? Different operating system, different culture. It would have turned out to be a completely different person, for sure, 100%, right? 100%. So I wouldn't be having this conversation with you guys. That's what I call a meaningful coincidence, a meaningful synchronicity, right? I flew into Canada just through chance, through coincidence, through synchronicity, right? Our chances were so low of coming here at some point during the application, but something happened and it worked out. And had it not worked out, hey, again, I wouldn't be having this conversation with you guys. Different part of the multiverse, different parallel reality. It would have been for me and for you guys, because you wouldn't have been watching this, right? We're always affecting one another in so many different ways. So pay attention. That's all I gotta tell you. Pay attention to the people you meet. Like if you randomly cross someone in the street and you guys just start having a conversation, pay attention. There's a message for you in that person, and that person, you have a message for that person as well. It could be simple as putting a smile on their face. That's the message. Or you don't know, maybe that person has a job you're looking for or something, right? But surrender to that flow, to that infinite flow of energy, that infinite intelligence, that universe. Surrender to it and say, hey, I am part of you. I'm just an expression of you. And since you're perfect and you're wonderful and beautiful, so am I. And I know that I'm taken care of. And I'm going to surrender and I'm going to watch the game unfold. Once you start to navigate your life through synchronicity, meaningful coincidences, you look for them in your life, right? Like you met a girl and you don't know how you met her. You know, it was the randomest thing, in the randomest possible way, in the randomest possible scenario. Like you didn't even think you can meet a girl like that. Okay, then maybe there's something there, right? It's like the universe wants you guys to get together almost. And if you meet her again, in the most unlikely ways, or you know, you just keep running into her somehow, like, you know, you wake up in the morning and you do your thing, blah blah blah, and she does her thing, and yet you guys just somehow, boom, run into each other in like the most unlikely way. You know, like maybe you're taking the same bus every day for some fucking reason, even though you have different schedules. Even though you have different schedules, you somehow see each other in the bus like every day, or like so frequently, right? Pay attention to these things. Keep a synchronicity diary. That's what I like to do, journal. And I just write down these things. Surrender. Get out of the house. I'm like, all right, motherfucker, show me what's up. I'm like, okay, universe, fuck you. I can't beat you. I'm part of you. So show me what you have. Let the people that I need to come in contact with come into my life. Let the opportunities that I need to have come into my life. And I just kind of watch what happens, and it's magical. It's magical. The stuff that happens in my life, the people that I meet, the ways that I meet them, it's incredible. It is absolutely incredible, you know. And once you realize that your very existence is a synchronicity, your very existence, the chances of you being in this body right now, watching this video, is so fucking low. You are pure synchronicity. You're pure coincidence. You're pure chance, right? You're pure synchronicity. So that's why I don't believe there's such thing as chance. I think everything has a meaning, and there's some sort of design. And once you start to navigate life through that, just pay attention to the meaningful synchronicities, coincidences in your life. life becomes sort of like a puzzle, and you're like a kid and you're trying to like, all right, what's next? You're sort of like dribbling through it, right? You're like, okay, next you're dribbling. It's almost like a puzzle, and you're trying to like find out the puzzle. But really, we're here to learn, right? It's a playground, right? Earth is a playground, and one of the most funnest way to play in this playground is to just be like, all right, I'm just gonna use synchronicities and coincidences to navigate through my life. Okay, so yeah, I can go on, man. I have a lot of synchronicity stories I can tell you guys, so perhaps in other videos as well. But just remember, your very existence is a synchronicity. It's a coincidence. The very fact that I'm making these videos and I'm talking to you guys, there had to be so many things to align, so many coincidences, meaningful coincidences and synchronicities to happen to bring me in front of these cameras, to talk in front of this camera, to have a conversation with you guys, okay? Okay, so that's it. Check out my book, 5 Powerful Habits to Dominate in All Areas of Life. It's a pretty dope book. Will help you guys with this stuff for sure. Okay, so it's for free. Link in the description, in the comments. I love you guys. I love every single one of you without exception. Thank you for your support. And as always, don't forget to subscribe or you're gonna sleep with the fishes.